Drop me whatever questions you want. I'm a man of many surprises. I'm not making like infield or any of that shit. I'm the king of message game. What I'm known for, aside from Game Global, is writing one of the best-selling online dating books of all time. It's all about messaging, online dating, and social media. And like I was saying, well, mostly before this was live, I was talking about virtual presence and digital presence. Did you guys know 200 years ago, crazy fact right here, you are exposed to more information in one day right now than anyone on Earth was exposed to in an entire lifetime 200 years ago. It's a crazy fucking statistic when you really think about it. More information. So what you're seeing in terms of marketing, you know how many fucking ads you see in a day? It's just fucking crazy, and we just like ignore most of them. But we get so much information in one day. It's not just about ads, but effectively the link here is marketing and dating. And if you're competing against so much fucking information, then that makes things kind of harder in some sense. So this is where you got to realize where the idea, at least you don't have to be a marketing expert, but the idea of marketing comes into dating. Because if you are not virtually present or physically present, I kind of hinted at this at the start of the live stream. If you don't leave the house, if you leave the house like once a week just to go grocery shopping for 1 hour, that is your physical presence. You get like 2 dozen people see that you exist, and then you go home, and that's it. That's your physical presence. And you wonder why your dating life is so limited. It's because you don't leave the fucking house. And that's super fucking obvious, but it goes the same way. And people are gonna fucking criticize me for saying this. It goes the same fucking way for your virtual presence. If you refuse to use Facebook, if you refuse to use Instagram, and you refuse to have any virtual presence at all, you're shooting yourself in the foot with your virtual presence. Like, I understand some guys don't want to waste their time on social media, or they were turned off by Tinder. Tinder is shit, all kinds of excuses. Believe what you want, but where are you going to market yourself? Everything comes down to your presence and your marketing. It's the same fucking thing. Mr. Lucario was talking about at the very start how he got a billboard in Times Square. That is marketing. If he didn't put that there, if he had no YouTube channel, if you didn't know he existed, then you wouldn't know he fucking existed. That is the point. Mr. Lucario, you're probably, if you're subscribed to him, you know he exists because of his virtual presence, unless you met him in person in New York or something. Your presence is necessary for your marketing. So every time you make an excuse for, I don't want to have Facebook, I don't want to have Instagram, I don't want to have Tinder, I don't want to go to nightclubs, that is something you're eliminating from your marketing. You're not marketing yourself enough. If you are lacking dating opportunity, it's kind of your own fault because you're not even putting yourself out there in the first fucking place. And I see this come up over and over again, and I'm fucking tired of the shit. When people go on Reddit or Game Global groups and whatever, and they say, where can I meet women? You're just telling me you don't leave the fucking house. You don't leave the house. You don't use Tinder. You don't do a damn thing about it. So nothing's gonna happen in return. It's that fucking simple. I don't want to spend my time ranting. I'm probably a good ranter now that I think about it, but that's what it comes down to. You need to market yourself. And for those of you who are unwilling to dive into things like Instagram, I get it. I fucking hate Instagram. I don't use it. Well, I used to say I don't really use Instagram. I have been on Instagram since like 2014 or some shit, or way before that. Um, but I wasn't really using it. If you want to stop, if you want to not use Instagram because you think it's going to be a waste of your time, There's a solution. It's simply using Instagram for the right reasons. So I'm uploading free Instagram reels per day at this point. 2 years ago, I was uploading nothing per day. I I was using it a lot back in 2018, and then not so much after that. By 2019, I pretty much stopped using it. There's a difference between making yourself virtually present, making use of Instagram, and using Instagram to look at ass and titties all fucking day. If you're using Instagram to look at ass and titties all fucking day, you're not really going to get anything out of it unless you're conducting research and connecting with the women in bikinis and they are following you. That is worth your time, probably. But if you're making Instagram reels, uploading it, and it takes 1 minute to fucking upload a video on Instagram. That is there as your social media resume. That's part of your message game. That's part of your marketing. Message game is marketing. And for those of you who are confused what message game actually is, people who are way behind on the fucking times, still calling it text game. It's not fucking text game. Nobody's using SMS anymore. It's 2025. Everything is message game. Message game is the overarching branch of game. Social media, online dating, and messaging. Text game is too small-minded. It does not consider online dating, social media. It only considers the messaging aspect. So anyone still using the T word is outdated. Forget all the shit that they're saying. They don't have a book that outperforms mine on this subject. And virtual presence will do the marketing for you. So the difference is between text game and message game. Texting is an action. Messaging is a marketing strategy. That is the fucking difference. You have to market yourself in order to get sales. And it works the same in dating, not to get sales exactly, but to get prospects, women who are interested in dating you. So building up a solid Instagram profile. And I get it. Maybe you don't know where to fuck to start. You got to fucking start somewhere. It's all about experimentation. You got to fucking start somewhere. Drop your questions into the chat, guys. I'll be happy to answer any question you guys throw at me. I'm just letting you know this is why I'm the fucking king of message game because I created the fucking concept, the free aspects of it, the rules of message game, messaging, online dating, social media. Nobody ever pushed message game or text game that far. It was only until I fucking came along, took charge, and revolutionized everything. For you guys who made it this far, if you scan, let me go back on camera here. If you scan this QR code or any here, this one has high heel shoes in front of it. If you scan the QR codes right here, it will take you to MGAI, Message Game AI. I will give you right now an access code for you to use it for free for 2 months and 7 days. By default, if you hit code or no code, discount code, coupon code, whatever, regardless of the code, you'll get 7 days free usage as like a free trial. But if you use the code, you get 2 months plus the free trial. So it's 2 months and 7 days. That's how it works. You'll get 2 months and 7 days worth of free access to MGAI, the AI wingman for online dating, if you use code, capital letters, no spaces, message game coach. So I'll put that in the chat box. It's also going to be in the description too. So take a look at that. Message game coach. That's the fucking code. 2 months free access. I met my wife through Tinder. Just think about like every relationship you ever had. How did you meet those women? So I made a post about this recently. Um, First girlfriend, we met in school, apparently. I didn't remember her, but she remembered me. So technically we met in school, but after that, it was like a Facebook or something. My second girlfriend, who the fuck was that? My second girlfriend was like from an event, basically. My third girlfriend was from, ironically, the same fucking event, and she got into a relationship with me later after that other girl from the same event. I got two girlfriends from one fucking event. Think about that. That's just fucking insane. Um, doesn't really kick in. They were best friends, so it makes sense. Fucking dog, right? Um, and then the fourth girlfriend I had, I probably met her number four. Yeah, number four was Tinder. Number five, girlfriend number five, I met at the workplace. And there are guys who say, don't shit where you eat. Don't, date women you work with or ask them out on dates. Anyone who is saying that is a fucking idiot, complete fucking retard. Because they're just telling me either they haven't fucking done it or they did do it and they fucked it up. So they don't know how to do it because they never fucking did it or they did it completely fucking wrong. So they're looking at it the wrong way. I made a video about this fucking years ago. How to date coworkers. The free ways to date coworkers safely. I have dated multiple coworkers. One became my girlfriend. Another one, for example, was a fuck buddy while I had another girlfriend at the time. So don't shit you where you eat is stupid advice. Just take it from me. I have been there and I made it work. I didn't marry her, but I got a relationship. Um, there's a video for that. My girlfriend number six, I met through Tinder. Girlfriend number seven, Tinder, and girlfriend number seven is wife number one. My wife. I married her. So I'm telling you guys, I met my wife through Tinder. Tinder is not a scary place. Scary Tinder. You don't shouldn't be fucking scared of dating apps. You should be marketing yourself. So whatever fucking excuses you have, shove them up your ass, shit them out somewhere where they're gonna flush away into a dirty sewer that you will never ever fucking see, and take a dive into the fucking virtual universe. Again, physical presence, virtual presence. It's literally exposure. If I get a million subscribers on YouTube, I require exposure for that to millions more people. So if I was not on YouTube, you wouldn't be here watching me right now. Like this is the importance of virtual presence. So let me just go through these questions here. How long should you message them before setting a date? Good question. That's a classic. Um, I married her in the state. What does that mean? Can you clarify? The state? The state of Peru? Um, how long should you message them before setting a date? There are three rules of message games. So, rule number one is skip the bullshit. And like at least I don't want to fucking play with made up statistics here, but I imagine at least 90% of guys are just not doing rule number one of message game. Rule number one of message game is skip the bullshit. So what that means is stop asking her, like we kind of mentioned before, stop interviewing, stop saying, how's your day? How are you finding Tinder so far? Or, lines like, hey, trouble. You need to ask her a fucking question with a question mark, prompt a response, inspire her to respond in a specific way. Skip the bullshit. Stop saying, hey, how are you? I have seen, oh my God, I could kill myself over this. Okay, demonetized. I shouldn't be saying that shit. Um, I've seen a frustrating amount of people who upload screenshots on Reddit, Telegram, anywhere I fucking see, and they say, how do I get on a date with her? Like, how do I whatever? And the screenshot is he says to her, hey. She says, hey. He says, hey, how are you? She says, I'm good, thanks. HBU, how about you? And then, okay, you're just going in fucking circles. You haven't done anything. So that's rule number one of message games. Skip the bullshit. Rule number two, a similar thing. Lead. It's a one-word rule. Lead. Leadership is such a big fucking thing that we talked about on this panel today. Lead the fucking conversation. You are the man. What the fuck are you waiting for? Are you waiting for her to lead? If she was the one leading, then how many guys did she fucking have sex with? 1,057, just like Bonnie Blue. You have to be the one to fucking lead because by your experience, women are not cold approaching you every fucking day. So that's how you know automatically that you need to be the one fucking leading. If you want to go to the fucking bathroom, you just fucking go to the bathroom because you need to piss. Why the fuck would you wait for permission or wait for someone to pull you by the dick and take you to the bathroom? You need to fucking go by yourself. So you need to teach yourself. You need to be the one leading. As simple as that. So in practical terms, you need to lead that conversation. And that is by asking questions, not the wrong questions, that's another can of worms, but asking a question that prompts a response is leading. If you're just saying all these random things that make no fucking sense, that's not going anywhere. If you, for example, ask her what her job is, you're just extracting useless information. That's not leading. So don't confuse asking questions with leading. You have to ask the relevant questions, which ties in to rule number three, meet. Rule number three of message game is meet. So, first rule, skip the bullshit. Second rule, lead. Third rule, meet. And they all flow into each other. So, first you skip the bullshit, and by skipping the bullshit, you're leading. And then by leading, you are leading it towards meeting. So that's rule number three, which is also the ideal result of message game. Meet. The whole purpose of you messaging her is to meet. So when you say, how long should you message before meeting, before setting a date? Um, really, you should be going on the fucking date within a few days of knowing each other fucking existing. So that's the reality of it. Of course, there are cases, I've been on dates before where maybe I was going away to another city or something. So, and we matched like 2 days before. So there was no time for it. So we waited a few weeks. And when I was back in the city, when she was back in the same city and had time, whatever, okay. But the point is, I was going on other dates in that time. So it's not like I was waiting for her. The opportunity reopened. And had all these other opportunities that was going on these dates. And I think for this particular one that I'm thinking of, I already had a girlfriend. So I'm not waiting for her. There's a simple concept that I have where so many people could just implement this and it would fucking change their life. It's so fucking simple. I call it the 2 week line. So imagine in your head that there's a line of women lining up for you, and this line just represents who's talking to you, who's sending you messages. So who you're actively talking to, communicating with. So imagine a 2 week line. And even when I was like a teenager, I was messaging like at least three women at a time. So like not at a time, but what I mean here is like there are three main women who are messaging me very actively at any fucking point. Went back when I was a teenager, before like the internet was big. Um, so imagine this line. I got these three women at the front, and they're messaging me all the fucking time. So they're at the front. And then if there's one that says she can't meet for I try to set a date and she can't because she's busy, whatever. She goes to the back of the line for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, I don't bother messaging her, or you just really fucking calm it down. You don't have to message women that much. Your number of messages can be like one per day, and you can still get dates with them. I have hundreds of fucking examples of my messages with women, which you can see in the best-selling book, The Message Game. So check that out. And there's a Telegram group with tens of thousands of screenshots from myself and from others of their message game and my message game, going on dates, mistakes, failures, successes. And I understood over time what works and what doesn't. So anyway, to answer this question, now that I got some of the concepts out of the way, How long should you message before a meeting? Really, a few days. But the other part you got to remember here is it would be a mistake to anything you set as a date more than 2 or 3 days away is a draft. It's a draft date, and you have to reconfirm 2 days before. So essentially, the ideal time for setting a date, and some guys just like to, let's go on a date right now. I'm a busy guy, so it depends on your lifestyle. I was never looking for like instant meetups the same day we matched. I was just like lining things up. Um, so some guys do it instantly, like same day. I have in some cases, but generally I was always too busy. Um, 2 days away is the ideal time to set a date. If she's busy for the next 2 days, if you're busy for the next 2 days, still set a fucking date, but just understand that it's a draft. It's a draft date. And then 2 days before that draft date, you need to confirm that it's no longer a draft date. That, okay, we do have this. It's like you have to set a reminder. You don't have to set a reminder for yourself, but you just have to know 2 days before that draft date, if you set a date more than 2 or 3 days away, you have to be on the same page again, so both of you are competently acknowledging that the date is still happening. Because again, with the overflow of information, the fact that you're exposed to so much information in one day than someone was back in their entire lifetime 200 years ago, there's so much information going on. You know that how women forget things. Maybe they're like, "Oh, I forgot we had a date today," or "Oh shit, they got to get ready. They got to choose their dress, put their makeup on. They got to get fucking dressed and all that shit. They got a Uber there, bus there, whatever." They need to know that the date is fucking happening. So you need to make sure that it fucking happens by reconfirming 2 days before, if you had to set it more than 2 days ahead because both of you were busy. So again, to directly answer this question, that I got a lot of that out the way, in the next few days. You should not be fucking pen pals. You should be messaging for a few days and then meet at the maximum. If you are messaging for weeks, for months, for fucking years, you are disobeying the third rule of message game. The third rule of message game is meet. The entire purpose of meeting, of yeah, it's dating. The entire purpose of mating, dating, having a relationship is to physically be in each other's presence. So you have to meet. Messaging is for the purpose of meeting. So within a few days, you should meet. Okay, that was a super fucking long answer. Um, but for real, that's how it is. Another quick thing I'll add on this because this is super interesting. Um, when a woman gives the objection, which does happen once in a while, she says, because the purpose of messaging is to meet and you're pushing to meet each other. If she says, I would prefer to get to know each other first before going on a date, she's formalizing it in her head. So when hers when she is saying and thinking, I should get to know you better before meeting, she's essentially saying we should message each other more before meeting. Do not fucking do that. You need to actually meet her, not follow her fucking lead. So again, this is rule 2 of message game. You need to be the one fucking leading. Stop letting her lead it. When she says, I want to get to know you better before meeting, so I don't know you're fucking psycho, whatever. I literally have so many examples of this that I formulated a fucking solution and it works almost every time. I'm not fucking with you. I do not make things up. You guys know, hardcore Game Global followers know I don't fucking make shit up. Um, there's an example of this on the MGAI website too. When she says, let me just fucking look at it because it's so easy to fucking follow. If you go to the MGAI website, there's a great fucking example. She says, first, I have to know the other person better then I can start thinking about going on a date. So her, what that means is message each other more before a meeting, which is contrary to message game philosophy. The whole point of you messaging each other is to meet. So why aren't you meeting? So anyway, the solution to this, and here's the example on the MGAI website. That's a fair point, but I think there's no better way to get to know someone than by meeting and doing something fun. How do you feel about that? So the emphasis is actually on the fun, but you're pointing out that there really is no better way to get to know someone by meeting. Because you guys cannot fucking argue with me that I'm incorrect about that. If I want to get to know John in the fucking chat box right here. Should I get to know John in the chat box? Always in the chat box? He has no profile picture there. I don't know who the fuck John is. And then I go meet John. Okay, I know what he looks like. I can see his mannerisms. I can tell if he's a psychopath or not. I get more information because we meet each other. That is the purpose of messaging. So anytime you get the objection, I think we should get to know each other more before meeting. That makes no sense. The whole point of meeting, it's like she wants to get to know you better, but messaging each other doesn't enable you to get to know each other better than meeting does. So just go for meeting. You're essentially just convincing her that meeting is the way. But the twist on this that you have to remember is, like I said here, Um, that's a fair point, but I think there's no better way to get to know someone than by meeting and doing something fun. So that part takes the pressure off because too many of you guys are being fucking vague and you're like, let's go out for drinks sometime. How's she supposed to respond to that? Be specific. Prompt her. Prompt specific responses from her. Ask specific questions. You need to enable this shit and not have her fucking follow your half-assing all the way to nowhere. So you need to lead this shit. You need to believe in this shit too. So yeah, again, you cannot be fucking pen pals because being a pen pal, if you're messaging each other more than a few days and never meeting, and you're messaging each other for weeks and weeks or whatever, you are setting the pattern that you are not meeting. And then the pattern becomes you are not meeting and that you will never meet. It's possible to turn that around, but that's the pattern that you are fucking setting for yourself by not following the rules of message game. So do not become pen pals. Do not message each other without pushing for the meetup. Because if you're just going to be fucking pen pals, you're setting the precedent. You're setting the pattern that you're not meeting. The pattern is boom, you just now you know you got a Tinder match, okay? Now you know she exists, she knows you exist. Message her, go for the meet, skip the bullshit, lead, meet. That's how it is. You're not messaging her for weeks and weeks while she's going on dates with other guys, and then suddenly she's in a relationship now, and then you missed that fucking train because you didn't follow the rules of message game. This is why we have rules. Because I've seen this shit tens of thousands of times. I'm not exaggerating. I don't make shit up. We have fucking studied this for years and came up with a formula. And that is why it fucking works most of the time. You know, oh, she didn't come to the date. Yeah, her dad died. She's at a funeral. So, exceptions happen. But kind of like we were discussing before on the panel, when Marcus Wolf said you should be, if you have good game, you should be getting laid on the first date 90% of the time. That lines up very nicely with the kind of results I had through message game alone. Because once you message for a few days, you get the date. If you convinced her to fucking meet you within a few days or a few hours, she's fucking interested. And then when she meets you, she gets to like get to know you better, so she determines if she's turned off or not, basically. There's more to know, but just to really put it in a nutshell. Um, You can only fuck it up, really. You can fuck it up with bad logistics. You can fuck it up with saying the wrong shit, having the wrong mannerisms, showing her that you're a psychopath or whatever. If she meets you, that's a good fucking sign. She didn't meet you for no fucking reason. She went to meet you because you're a dating prospect. She could marry you. She probably wants to fuck you. She wants to know if she wants to fuck you. If she never met you before and you matched on Tinder, for example. So that's the fucking difference. You have to meet within a few days. There are exceptions. Like I said before, if you're both busy, okay, she goes to the back of the line, and now you're focusing on messaging the woman at the front of the line who you just matched with on Tinder or you just reinitiated conversation with. And then 2 weeks later, this woman who was not available 2 weeks ago comes back to the front of the line or closer to the front of the line. And then you try again. Shoot your fucking shot, push for the meetup. And then if she doesn't go, back to the end of the line for 2 weeks. And it just goes on and on. It's not like you're retrying the same girls over and over again. Like you asked Lucy on a date like 7 times over the course of 10 months. No, obviously she's not fucking interested. If she is and she keeps responding, then she doesn't need to go back to the line all the time. It happens once if you don't meet twice if it's like severely bad circumstances. But if it takes like multiple attempts to meet a woman and she still doesn't fucking come, then she is not in the line anymore. But you still have lots of women in your message game line. So that's what I mean by the 2 week line. If she's unresponsive, back to the line, at the back of the line for 2 weeks. Do not message her for 2 weeks. That's it. Message the other women for 2 weeks, which you're going to be doing anyway if you have abundance. That's how it is. Yeah, I spent too long on that question. Let's jump on to the next one. How do you respond to objections when setting up dates? Like, oh yeah, I answered that basically without even seeing that. How do you respond to objections when setting up dates? Like, I want to message more before a meeting, or I don't know you that well. Yeah, I just explained that. I guess you wrote that before I mentioned it. And I didn't even see that. So, that's fucking magic right there. That's how you know this shit is real. Because I fucking been there and I have so many. I literally have a fucking file on this, actually. I can find it within 5 seconds. I bet you on it. Found it. There we go. I'm not even lying. There you go. 2 seconds it took me. I know where the shit this is. I got 10 examples here. I'm gonna screen share this shit. Right. Let me screen share to this one. Mm, yeah, it shows her name and shit, but whatever. Um, how do you like Chicago now that you have moved from Denmark? My family lives here, which is the most important thing. That's cool. Now that you are in Chicago, what do you like to do here? I like living here. That doesn't really answer the fucking question. My family lives here. What are you doing tomorrow? Let's meet at Millennium Park. So, okay, he's following the third rule of message game by initiating trying to get that meet, trying to get that date. And then she says, I don't meet the boys I just met, which makes no fucking sense. Oh my God, that's ridiculous. I don't meet the boys I just met. Wait, what? What she means, of course, is I don't meet the boys I just matched with or whatever. So we can have dinner or drink together when we get to know each other. So that is the objection. Let's move on. All the my answers are going to be the same. So I'll just go to the second example. Don't be too coachy though. We'll see. Don't be too coachy though. Tell me more about yourself though. Okay, this is slightly different because she's saying, tell me more about yourself. This is your opportunity to really follow the third rule of message game, meet. This is your opportunity to say something along the lines of, for example, off the top of my head. Perfect. Tell me more about yourself though. I can tell you everything about that over drinks is like what some guys would say. So that's one example. Another example, that first one isn't my taste, but I could say something along the lines of, tell me more about yourself though. Um, let's um let me think here. I challenge you guys. Put a date activity in the chat, and I will spontaneously come up with what you would want to do for the first date. Or if nobody does in time, let me just pick. Um, gotta keep getting this notification in the way. Let me just pick ice skating, for example. I don't know, this keeps fucking popping in my head. Tell me more about yourself, though. Let's get to, I wouldn't say let's get to know each other, but um, let's challenge each other to ice skating. So fucking random, right? It doesn't have to be ice skating. This is just an example. I challenge you to ice skating, and then if you win, I'll tell you everything you want to know. This is just a random example. Next one. Oh my God, what's happening there? Hey, you're in downtown Toronto. I'm live in central Toronto. That's not too far. Can't even fucking spell. Don't want to see her. She can't spell. We are close by. Where about do you live exactly? Thanks for noticing me. Yeah, she wants attention. Oh shit. Thanks for noticing me. Okay. I'm looking for discreet fun. Do you live alone? Oh my God. Okay. How strange. My pleasure. I live in a separate unit. Yeah, I don't want to give away any information there. Let's plan a meetup. And then, okay, here's the problem. He says, let's plan a meetup, and then doesn't say anything after that. Man, just fucking do it. S- Like, you're waiting for her agreement. Just fucking make the plans, and if she f- grabs onto the fucking rope, then she's gonna follow. So thank you for trusting me with your number, but I think it would be better if we can talk here first, okay? So sounds kind of scammy, but same fucking situation. I think it would be better if we can talk here first. That is the objection. Hey, let's skip all the bullshit. How spontaneous are you? That follows the first rule of message game. What is bullshit to you? Maybe not to me. So sometimes that can be confusing, but it doesn't matter. It's like a different topic. And you want to jump to which part? This is where you gotta lead. And what did I mean here when I saved it to these files? What is bullshit to you, maybe not to me. And you want to jump to which part? Yeah, just jumping to meeting, basically. So similar, but I don't know, kind of. Bring protection. Okay, well that started nicely. A poncho or something. What? We won't be able to watch the sunset, is why I said it would be raining, but I like the idea. Doesn't seem like you want to interact that much until we meet, or is that how you like to be? You're breaking my heart. Can't wait to hand. Pretty slammed. He's not leading here. That's a problem. Are you too busy to date? Why is she fucking leading? She's so fucking interested. Come on. I am crazy busy too, but I have time to talk to somebody I am interested in. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe they already set a date or something that's slightly different. But yeah, the whole point is it's just another reconfirmation of why you should meet. Flowers, BBT. I don't know what the fuck that is. And you? Amazing. What's your number? Can't get it that easily. Yeah, this is a problem because it's like I want to get to know you better before I give you the phone number or before I meet you. So it's like that's the fucking point of getting to know each other. So there you go. It's just that you're solving this objection. You're cheeky. How do you propose that we meet then so you can claim your flowers? He's kind of handing over the leading power here, so that's not ideal. How about when I find a little more about you? Yeah, again, the whole point is to go on the date, get to know each other there. That's how it works. This one, anytime, Jen, I mean no disrespect, but it looks like you and I are would make some cute ass babies. Ass babies? I know, I'm just kidding. That's funny. So, what should I do to make that happen? Well, it's pretty obvious, Jen. Come on, get with the program. Well, keeping me entertained over a drink or four would be a good start. Uh, before before that, we should know each other more. Okay, women, that's the point of us having drinks. Don't write it like that. I'm just being dramatic for effect. So are you an adventurous sort of person? It's okay. What do you ask? Just curious what kind of person you are. So what kind of dates do you like? Maybe we should get to know each other first. That phrasing is like so fucking good. It just keeps coming up in these examples. Um, Perfect fucking example. Well, that is why I'm asking you. And so far you didn't answer any of my questions. You seem a bit different. Are you from South Korea, maybe? My hometown is in Malaysia. Now I'm in Poland. What about you? Yeah, so yeah, maybe we should get to know each other first. And let's see what else we got. Let's just skip one more because it's just repetitive. You are too fast, life is short, you were right. Tell me three things you would love to do for a first date. Have a good dinner at the nice place. Doesn't answer the question. I said three things, you stupid dummy. And you said one. Doesn't matter. The point is you're extracting information. Um, Good dinner in a nice place. Okay, do you have WhatsApp? We can talk here. So she's not saying exactly we should get to know each other first, but that is essentially what that means. We can talk here. So I'll stop screen sharing. Just quickly see the comments here. Yeah, again, this example, maybe we should get to know each other first. That's the point of meeting. So you basically just have to say something along the lines of fair point, but there's no better, I believe, there's no better way to get to know someone than by meeting and doing something fun. So take the pressure off. So the reason women say this in the first place is because there's a bit of you could be a serial killer. She doesn't know who you are. So there's a reason why she says this. And there's a reason why I have so many screenshots of this exact scenario. It's like human interaction is predictable. And if you map it out like that, you can find these solutions. So that is why it's such a fascinating thing, human psychology. There's a solution for it. She needs reassurance that you are not a crazy fucking weirdo. And the best way of her to um, identify if you're not a crazy fucking weirdo or whatever problems you may present if you meet her is by simply meeting. You could be a serial killer with a great dating app profile. Uh, and your photos may speak 1,000 words. A picture may speak 1,000 words, and you may be competent at messaging and sending words through a screen. But that is completely different to the real physical world. So many people fake their photos, fake their lives in social media. She just wants to know that you're real. She just wants to know that it's safe, that you are safe, that you're not going to be weird or fucking whatever, stalkerish, all that kind of shit. So part of it is a security concern. You have to reassure her. And the best way of getting her to meet you is by convincing her to meet you, pushing for her to meet. And if you let her lead, then it's not going to fucking work. So you have to be straight up with her and just say the best way of getting to know someone, take yourself away from the equation. I believe the best way of getting to know someone is by actually meeting them. And you cannot fucking argue with that. I don't remember. Maybe I had like an objection to that like once or twice before, but it's so rare compared to the number of women who come through after that objection and are like, okay, fair enough. And then literally the message she sends, I have examples from this somewhere where she sends her phone number after that fucking message. Objection handled. As simple as that. Next question. Um, yeah, because another thing I'll add on there quickly is the fun part. You're taking the pressure off. if you say something along the lines of, "Hey, let's meet," you're being super fucking vague. But if you're setting a fun date idea, a date activity that is fun, it takes the pressure off in like every aspect. I cut out there, but ice skating is a perfect example for this of focusing on the fun and the conversation becomes secondary. If you go ice skating, the fun is the experience. And then you don't have to worry about what to say if you're new to verbal game, if you're not good at verbal game. Like you can kind of tell my voice is getting weak here. I naturally have a weak voice. I didn't speak much when I was young. I didn't know what to say to a woman. But when you go on a date activity like ice skating, it takes the pressure off the conversation. You don't have to worry about what to say or if you're going to get along. Because the point is, you're doing something fun, and then it kind of tricks both of your minds into, because you're having fun, it was one of the best dates you have ever been on. So that person is a good match. So it's choosing the right date, something that's genuinely fun that she is to her taste, that is so fucking powerful in itself. Because when you focus on the fun, genuine fucking fun, and she loves ice skating, she could fall on her ass and you met her like 10 minutes ago, and you can laugh at her and it will be okay. Oh, she fell on her ass. Everyone look at her. It's so fucking good. You can hold hands ice skating and you just met her like 10 minutes ago. That's why I say like ice skating is a fascinating example because it's focused on the movement, not the words. So it's taking pressure off. But the point I'm getting at here is um, taking pressure off is such a powerful thing. Anyway, next question. Video or FaceTime date? I have had debates about this with dating app founders, dating app CEOs. And one guy was saying, and I got a lot of respect for this guy. We're friends and we have meetings like every 2 months. Um, he really loves the idea of having video calls like as a date or before you meet. And I'm like, no, that's so pointless in a way. Like in a way, it's not pointless, but you get to see some of the potential dangers. Okay, this person has one eye looking the wrong way, and his photos were fake or that kind of shit. It's hard to fake a video in real time, at least. It can be done. I I've seen examples. It's very hard to fake a real-time video. It can still be faked, but the point is you cannot fake the physical world. You can fake that you have two legs when you lost a leg, when you cover your robotic leg with a pair of jeans, stuff like that. You can fake your height by wearing uh, height boosting shoes or height boosting lift whatever things until you take your shoes off. So that's the difference. You can fake your height in photos, you can fake your height in person until you take your shoes off. But the point of meeting is you can't really fake anything. She can fake what she looks like with her makeup, you can argue, but if she looks sexy, she looks sexy. Okay, so that's pretty good. So that's you know, maybe it goes both ways. I don't care if she's wearing makeup. She's wearing the makeup to look better. That's like the whole fucking point of makeup. So you guys seen that meme where it says this is what Christopher Columbus saw when he landed in America, and it's like a Native American woman, or it was probably a white woman just like wearing makeup, and she's got a red um I'm gonna find a fucking photo. It's probably gonna take so long. Red eye makeup if I'm searching in my photos. God, I can't find it. Shit. Oh, whatever. Another time. You seen that meme where they got the Native American red makeup that just goes across the entire face? My wife is Native American, and we did a few photo shoots with that. Anyway, I can't remember what the fuck I was talking about. I don't know, but the point is, you can't fake being real. You can, once you take your shoes off and have sex in the bedroom, you're not gonna keep your fucking shoes on when you have sex. It's okay, I have, but like when you're in bed, it doesn't make sense. So yeah, that's why meeting is so important. You're not tricking her into meeting, but my point is, um, she knows it's better to screen you, to vet if you're a good partner or not. No other way of vetting a man from a woman's perspective better than actually meeting him. Like she will know pretty much straight away if you're a good a potential partner or not. If she's not attracted to you, she'll just spend some time on a date, maybe make an excuse, go home, whatever. She won't have sex with you. Okay. But the point is, you're getting her on a date. You're not wasting time messaging too much, doing video calls. So I am against the video call before a date thing. I got an interesting thing here. So I had a Tinder match one time where we agreed my opener was something along the lines of it's in my book, but vaguely it's something like I asked her how adventurous she is, and then I asked her what free things she would love to do for a first date. One of the things she said was travel to another country. So it was like, if she's telling me she would love to travel to another country for a first date, I am fucking doing that. That is fucking adventurous. That is so awesome. That would be a cool fucking story. It's too good to turn down. It's like a woman saying, I want to do anal for a first date. You have to be retarded to say no, unless she's a man. So, shout out to John Anthony Lifestyle. Hashtag Pride Month. Happy Pride Month, guys. If a woman says, let's have anal on the first date, and yes, a real woman, I'm saying yes to that. Fuck yeah. If she says, let's go to another country, she wants to go to another country on a first date, fuck yeah, I'm doing that. So, a few days later, or whatever the time frame was, probably a few days later, or like one day later, whatever, um, she came to my place. We did not have sex. We just spent 1 hour planning our trip. And by us planning our trip in person next to each other on my bed, like sitting on my bed, we did not have sex that day. Um, we planned our trip. We know we're gonna fuck when we're planning a trip away for 1 week. We know it. And if we didn't know it, we would have not planned the trip once we met. We would have still met, but once we met, in the background, we know what's going on. It's like I am still content making these plans, booking like the Airbnb, she's booking, or I'm booking the Airbnb, she's booking the transportation. That's like how we agreed to do it. She's booking that, I'm booking this. We're next to each other, and we met each other in person now for this 1 hour that we're booking. She did not look ugly, and I did not seem like a psychopath. I probably am a psychopath. I'm an ENTJ. Uh, fucking deal with it. But if she didn't want to do this fucking vacation date thing, go to another country for her first date, she wouldn't have fulfilled her part of the plans. So it's a funny thing. We didn't have sex that day, but then exactly 7 days later, when our transportation was taking us to the place, we were on our way to our official first date. So the first time we met was essentially, you could call it a screener, but at the same time, just booking. She booked the transportation before I booked the Airbnb. And the Airbnb guarantees are pretty generous. So I wouldn't have been screwed if I book confirmed mine first, like paid first. But she paid first. I made sure of it because I'm a Jew. She paid for the transportation first before I confirmed any payments on Airbnb, before I clicked anything. I did that on purpose because I'm a Jew and I like security and shit. So it was a fascinating thing. The time comes, 7 days later, we go on our transportation. We arrive in the city, the first city. We do our fun things the whole day. We get back to the place, and then we had sex. We had sex every single day for the duration of our trip. And every single time that we met since that trip, we had sex every single time we saw each other. So that's just a little story, but that is like my perspective on why it's better to meet. It is always better to meet. There are no exceptions. It's always better to meet. If she's in another country for a few weeks and you can't meet, but you matched on Tinder, but you're away, she's away for a few weeks. Okay, she's just at the back of the line. Don't waste your time doing video calls or whatever, unless you want to, maybe. But I'm focused on what works. I'm not focused on the non-essentials. I'm focused on the essential parts. I broke it down to the core of what exactly works, what messages and strategies and rules work. And I discovered the core of message game, like psychologically, what actually is responsible for a date happening. So, yeah, a lot of long stuff, but if you're interested in that, I'll fucking tell you now. Like, I was a natural before I knew anything before I knew pickup artists existed. I was getting laid, no problem before that. I had girlfriends before that. I was not a guy who, like, I lost my virginity before legal age. I was a young teenager. Arrest me. So, and I met guys who didn't lose their virginity until they were like 36 or something. It fucking terrifies me because I'm so used to the opposite. I was getting laid when I was a, an early teenager before the legal age. Um, and getting laid throughout my teens. And by the time I knew that game was a thing, that thanks to someone telling me about the book, The Game, ever since I was aware of the book, The Game existing, and therefore pickup artists existing, once I got myself really into game, not long after that, I never had a dry spell for longer than 2 weeks. It like that's how I measured my game. So some people like to count how many women they had sex with and whatever. Cool. That's not the purpose of the game. Um, my ultimate purpose of the game was really to have a family in the long run, and here I am. So there's that. You could say I completed the game, whatever. But the game continues in the form of family, legacy. That's a different topic. But um what the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah. Yeah, my dry spells were never longer than 2 weeks. So if I hadn't had sex for more than for like 7, 8, oh, I haven't had sex for 7 days. I was like, okay, it's coming in the next few days. I can feel it. Like it was literally this weird superstition that was almost like call it self-fulfilling if you want. But it was like I haven't been laid for 7 days. It's coming in the next few days. It became predictable because I was using Google Calendar to line up the dates so I could see in purple. If I highly recommend this. Schedule your dates in Google Calendar, organize your fucking life in purple and just put her name. That's it. Like this day purple. And if she sleeps over, if you have sex with her, she stays over the night, then change it from 1 day to 2 days. If she stays over like 3 days, which has happened, then change it to 3 days. That's a 3 day long calendar block on Google Calendar. in purple with her name. That's how I knew when I looked back, like, yeah, it's true. And I didn't have to look at the calendar to know, but I was like, damn, this really is consistent. I never had to wait more than 2 weeks once I got into game. Fucking crazy. So I'm just saying that so you guys get an idea. And it depends on like your marketing, the city you're in. If you're in Antarctica, don't expect to get laid. But I'm just saying that as an idea for you guys to understand w what it should be like, what the abundance, the taste of abundance. That is it. So I think I'll leave it there. Don't waste your time doing video calls. Just understand if you want to look more into this, go to Message Game AI, the AI wingman for online dating. Link is in the description, the pinned comment, and everything everywhere. It's in the fucking background. Um, Use the code Message Game Coach, capital letters, no spaces. Message Game Coach, no spaces, all capital letters, and it gives you 2 months worth of free access. Upload your screenshots from Tinder, from SMS, from WhatsApp, from whatever, from Instagram, from whatever, and MGAI will give you exactly what to say next, plus advice related to your screenshot. That is how it works. So all you got to do is take a screenshot of your conversation, upload it, and the AI is based on tens of thousands of data points collected from our project on what works, what doesn't work, purely from a heterosexual man's perspective. So every screenshot used in the data, every message interaction in the data is from a heterosexual man having conversation with a woman. So just like if you think it technologically, it is trained on 100% of screenshots where the man's messages are on the right side of the screen and the woman's messages are on the left side of the screen. Pure fucking data. It's not fucking prompts like, give me a witty line, give me a flirty line. That's not how it fucking works. That's why these other AI things don't fucking work or not as effective in any way. Um, so look into that. That's free to use for 2 months. I'm giving you fucking car keys to a Lamborghini here. And if you're gonna miss it, you're probably dumb. Like seriously, I'm just saying, I met my wife through Tinder. So imagine my daughter would not exist. That's how much I'm emphasizing this to you. Um, and another thing to look into is the book, The Message Game. There's a second edition coming, ideally this year. I've been spending too much time trying to finish it. But finishing it off soon. The Message Game, one of the top books in the pickup artist community of all time, and one of the top books ever in online dating in general and messaging in general. It's crazy, crazy thing. It has hundreds of examples of screenshots in there from me going on dates and everything. There are failures in there too, just for like comedy reasons, and for lessons I'm teaching in there. But a shitload of successes. And at the end of the book, there's a thing. I'm a fucking genius, right? I'm not saying that to brag. I'm just letting you know. Um, at the end of the book, there's a section, a chapter called Situation Index. Just like I was going through before, where she says we should get to know each other better. That's a situation that can be in the situation index. So every time something of that situation happens where she says she's too busy, or she says, I want to get to know you better before a meeting, or you have a logistics issue. Er- I have specifically gone through every reference to every situation and put it all in the table. So let's say, for example, Whatever examples are there. If she says she can't meet because she's busy or something like that, go to that um, chapter, situation index, and it says she's too busy. And then it lists every single page where there's a screenshot for that or a paragraph that references it. If she says, I think we should get to know each other first before meeting, boom, every page that has that situation so that once you read the book, you can go to that fucking part if you forget like how to deal with it. Okay, here are 10 pages with at least 10 examples, that means where this exact fucking situation happens. So then once you get that situation, you know to turn your page to the end of the fucking book, situation index, look for all the examples and use um, your response to her based on those examples and based on the teachings covered on those examples. Anyway, let's leave it there. Super long one by now. Drop your comments, who we should have on the next panel. I think it's worth having a debate in the future between Mr. Lucario and Deepak Dating and whoever else wants to. I don't want to make it another fucking free-for-all. That was too crazy. Mystery was there. Mr. Lucario was there. Marcus Wolf was there. Michael Sartain was there. There were like 10 fucking people. Complete chaos. It was fucking fun. It's a must watch. I just made it a free for all on purpose because you know, 10 debates deserves like a season finale. So it was like a fucking epic one. It's like Avengers Endgame or some shit. That was the only reason. Um, and fun. And money. I'm just fucking with. I'm a Jew after all. Kara is saying my nephews are Apache. I love it. That's good. Yeah, keep the Native Americans going. It's pretty important. White people came over, colonized everything. I am like 99% white and like 1% Asian. Um, Mongolian. Thank you, Genghis Khan. Anyway, now I'm just talking about random shit. I'll leave it there. Look, I'm serious, guys. Like, I'm a married man. I have daughters. Like, I imagine there's something you're missing, and that puzzle piece that you're missing, I could have on my fucking website for you that you can literally read for free or a video you can watch for free. If there's something you need help with, I probably have a resource that's free that you can literally look at that solves your fucking problem. Send me a message. Look at every fucking link in the description. If you want to know about a particular topic, like approach anxiety, I literally put together an article of every fucking piece of advice I could find on approach anxiety. I literally compiled all the fucking answers for you over the last few years, and I'm trying to do more. So send me a message if you're looking for something. I'm not going to try to sell you something. Unless unless you specifically say you're looking for coaching, then I'll throw you a link to someone's coaching. Probably not even mine. I'll like refer you to Mystery if you're looking for something from Mister. I'm not trying to sell you something unless you ask for it, unless it's like super fucking relevant and you're asking for it. I'm not trying to sell you a damn thing. Send me a message if you're looking for something. Aside from that, drop a fucking comment, like, subscribe, send me money for Jewish reasons if you want to. Uh, yeah, if you're, I'm nothing to do with the war. I just say I'm Jewish because my ancestors were Jewish. I'm not circumcised. I'm not from Israel. My ancestors are like hundreds of years ago. Some of them. And again, our ancestors are from fucking Mongolia. So what does that make me? So it doesn't matter. Um, Nothing to do with the war. So don't call me whatever. I'm just babbling on now. Whatever. Catch you guys on the other side. Game on. The game is never fucking over until you're dead. And even then, once you die, your legacy begins. So think about what your fucking legacy is. It has been 10 years this month since my friend killed himself 10 years ago in June. And he died young in his 20s, but he left behind a legacy because he was a famous video game developer. And I continued his project as part of his legacy to make sure that millions more people can discover it. So, game is not about having sex with as many women as possible. And I'm not saying that because I'm a virgin or whatever. I'm not a virgin, obviously. I have my own clones out there. I've had sex with plenty of women, been on plenty of fucking dates. I'm just telling you, you have to understand the difference between ego and purpose. In the end, some of you guys just want to settle down eventually. In the meantime, have fun. I'm not against that. I'm just saying, don't get confused and think like some dating coaches out there, they're only legitimate for as long as they stay out of a relationship. That's the terrible way of viewing game. Game is like kung fu, motherfucker. Game is in everything. Game the fuck on. Game on, game global. Drop your fucking comments. Subscribe. Catch you guys on the other side. Game on.